Hey, you've found Southern Minnesota TV, one of the best small engine channels on YouTube. Today we are going to be working on the 1965 50cc Sears Push Sabre motorcycle. This thing sat for over 40 years in a barn, and I got it running a few months back. But now, as you can see, this bike is still in really rough shape. So we are going to be starting the process of restoring this bike. The most needed thing for this bike right now is new tires. So we're going to take the old ones off and slap those ones on. So we're going to start with the rear wheel. Going to just pop the chain off. The wheel is off the bike, and now I just have to work my way around and take the rim off. Or the tire off the rim. Alright, so we have new tubes and tires mounted on the rims. And I've started cleaning up the red part of the forks. Now I'm going to take the front fender off, clean up those chrome parts of the front forks with some steel wool. See how shiny I can't get those. And we have a new chrome fender to put on here, since this one obviously is broke. Alright, so I put the front tire back on the bike, and now I have this fender from Amazon. Not really the right size fender, it's a little bit small. Doesn't that front end look good? Looks better than it ever has in 45 years. I kind of bent the whole headlight bezel back into place. That was really kittywampus and messed up, and cleaned up the front forks good, and a new tire. Looks really, really good. But now we got to move on to the back tire. I'll tell you what we have going on there. So now we're going to be putting this split sprocket on from Go Power Sports. Because it's geared too tall, I want more torque, because only first and second gear on this motorcycle do anything with me on it. I want to be able to use third and fourth, because it only has 4 gears, so we're going to gear it down so that third and fourth are actually usable for torque. So I have 5 holes drilled in this Go Power Sports split sprocket adapter, so that'll bolt onto there. Then I have spacers between the adapter and the sprocket, because with the old sprocket it's offset quite a bit. So got this to really close to the same height, and yeah, that'll bolt on there. And then we'll have 48 tooth instead of 40 tooth. So now I'm going to try and just clean up whatever chrome. So yeah, pretty much just the rear shocks for now. Clean those up before I put the tire on. And just like that, the chain is on. We gotta obviously tighten up these bolts, which moves the whole axle back, which tightens up the chain. But then it is re-geared for torque. So I don't know what the last thing I filmed on this bike was. It's been a few days after. I've been working at this nights after long days at work. So it's been a few days. I have the bike fully put back together. I cleaned up pretty much everything I could find. The seat is obviously still shot. There'll be another video about this bike, I think, in the future. But yeah, I got it all cleaned up, painted the exhaust and everything. New tires. We added a kill switch, which it did not have previously. It had this old piece of something taped onto the handlebars, so we got rid of it, put in an actual kill switch that required me to take off the gas tank, find out the wire that shut it off and everything. So I put a lot of work into it now. We'll see if it'll fire up and see how the gearing is. Now I'll show you how easy it starts. So the bike can hit 30 miles an hour with the new gearing on flat ground. which is like almost 10 miles an hour faster than it could with the higher, faster gearing because the engine just didn't have the power. Tires are holding out. The bike really looks pretty good for considering that it sat 45 years without running. And I even drove this to the person that had this bike sitting in their building for 45 years. It was his son's bike, and when his son went to the military, this bike got parked and stayed there ever since until I went and offered him money for the bike. So I'm really happy with this bike. It was a good find. Got her fixed up. There's still a lot of work to do. There'll probably be another video about it. So subscribe and see you next time.